Hey guys, good evening. This is Dave with Moniology. Hope everyone is having a great holiday weekend. This is September 4th, 2017, and this is part 3 of our precious metals review. For those of you who are new to our videos here, what we do is we take a look at various different charts in various sectors, in this case precious metals, and we sort out some of the top picks in the sector, and we take a look at these charts from a weekly perspective. Doing so removes a lot of the short-term noise and helps us understand and see charts from a long-term perspective. So let's take a look at some of the better charts in the sector. Okay, so first of all, before we go through any particular detailed charts, just wanted to point out a couple of specific sector charts. So this is gold weekly. And as we pointed out in previous videos, broke out of 1300, and our price target here is about 1350 in the short term, followed by about 1380 to match this 1377 zone here. But there's a ton of momentum, while a short-term pullback after hitting 1350, which we actually did in overnight futures over the weekend, is possible. I think ultimately we are in the very early stages of a major bull market in gold and precious metals in general. Silver here, taking a look at silver, it's actually been behind gold in terms of its recent surge, but I think silver is going to be a asset class you really want to watch and own over the next couple of months and years ahead. It's starting to surge. Looking at some of the underlying fundamentals in the silver space, some of the junior miners, majors as well, they're really starting to do well and starting to gain steam. So we really like silver even more so than gold here for multiple reasons, but has broken out of the downtrend. Looked for it to break above 18 here on the futures contract and ultimately test that 21 to 22 area at some point this year. Next on the list is platinum. Historically, platinum is traded at a $300 premium to gold, and it's still at about a $350 discount to gold. That's going to change at some point, but platinum is starting to really gain steam, and we really like platinum. Frankly, all the names in the platinum sector, certainly the major miners, look really good. Now some of the miners are starting to pick up steam, and so 1200 on a year-end target is not out of the realm of possibility. Okay, so one of the charts that we want to point out is the silver juniors. This has been battered down by some of the junior miners in the space for whatever reason, having some challenges, but it's finally starting to break out of this downtrend over here, and we see that also as well, breaking above the 50 on the weekly RSI. The MACDs are crossing zero here, and the accumulation is starting to pick up. Silver juniors are definitely a space you want to own, if not diversified index, then individual names, and we've got a couple in this video that you may want to consider. This is a gold majors ratio chart relative to gold ETF, and this is one that we've watched to kind of get a sense of whether this rally is for real, because there have been a lot of false breakouts in gold that have kind of fallen back on deaf ears, but this one is different, and we've noticed this because there's this decline in this ratio, meaning the gold majors were underperforming gold for a while here, consolidating about right below this 50 weekly EMA, but RSI had continually been building positive divergence, and that's a very positive development, and now it's finally broken out of this downtrend. Very positive development, very bullish, and this is going to pay off wonders for those who own stocks in the quality stocks in the sector. So here's another one. You want to have silver outperform gold in a precious metals bull market, and we're finally starting to break out of this actually bullish flag pattern here. It's been long overdue, but finally we have it, and MACDs are crossing zero here, and we think that in the next couple weeks, months, and years, silver is going to outperform gold by a ton. Okay, here's another perspective, the PowerShares Precious Metals Fund, DBP. Notice here it's been in a multi-year consolidation between about 35 and 40, and we're finally at the stage where we believe we're breaking out. How do we know that? Well, the price has not even hit the previous highs of the last couple of attempts here in 2017, but RSI is breaking above those points. So that's positive divergence, suggests to us that we're going to make a run towards that 42.74 area, which is the first point of logical resistance. And I mean, this could literally double and possibly triple over the next couple of years. New Gold is the first on this list in no particular order, one that we've liked for a while. It built positive divergence, finally broke out of this downtrend on RSI, broke out of the downtrend on price. We liked it here around the 250 area when it crossed zero on the MACDs, and finally it's broken out and has been building some very, very fine momentum. Look for a break above 4 in the coming weeks and a run towards 5 and ultimately 6 this year. So some significant upside still ahead for Nova Gold, or New Gold rather. Next on this list is Northern Dynasty, one that we own. We really like this one. Finally, the technicals are matching some of the fundamentals we like in this particular name. This beautiful rounded base for multiple years, followed by this cup and handle kind of bull flag, and finally broke out above that. I mean, we think that this is going to make a run towards 350 in the coming weeks, to be honest with you. It's got significant upside, and break above 60 on the weekly RSI is going to make this one fly. MACDs have crossed above zero, and there's some significant upside. Probably our favorite junior miner in the space right now. Orca Gold, ORG.V. I'm not sure if you can own this in the US through a pink sheet, but certainly in the Canadian exchange. Finally broke out here of this multi-year consolidation on very nice volume, and our next price target is around that 70 to 80 range, but this one has some great fundamental backstory, and now finally the technical upside has developed, some significant upside in Orca ahead. Taseko Mines TGB, we've been very bullish on this one for several months now. Similar to NAK, Northern Dynasty, we've had this rounded base followed by a bullish flag, which is a cup and handle. Broke out of that one, and now we've made a massive run. Not really a surprise. We've called it for a while. Our first price target of $2 has been reached, and we think it's going much higher. 275 really is a price target that we believe is feasible in the not too distant future. Platinum Group Metals, PLG, we've been killed on this one over the last couple of years. We're not going to touch it, but we gotta call a spade, and we think that there's some room to run for Platinum Group Metals, especially with Platinum breaking out here. Possible run towards 1 is in the cards, and then we'll see what happens there. But it has to break 1 for any long-term significant upside potential. Bottom line is, on a fundamental basis, there's some possible dilution coming, so be very careful with this name. Pure Gold Mining Inc., LRTNF. Look at this multiple year consolidation, and it's finally starting to break, and we think that this is going to break above 60 cents in the coming weeks. And once that happens, there's going to be significant upside. Why do we say that? Well, we're only at 49 cents right now, but the RSI is already higher, or basically matched where we were when we were at 55 cents. And so we think that if 60 on the weekly RSI breaks to the upside, that's a sure sign that things are moving much higher. RSI is firmly above zero. Frankly, it's basically at multi-year highs, and that's a very positive development. Look at the accumulation distribution, very positive in the positive direction. Richmond Mines, RIC, we've liked this one for many years, frankly, and it's been on multiple videos of ours, but it's finally broken out above this multi-year consolidation here, and our first price target is 12, and we think that's going to be hit over the coming weeks. So some very nice upside, and frankly limited downside for in terms of it's one of the more stronger names in the sector. Sabina Gold and Silver, SGSVF, just a beauty. I mean, it's been moving up and up. It's been consolidating below that 70 on the weekly RSI. Looks to be getting poised to break break above that and $2 a share. And as we called before, if it breaks $2, $3 is the next reasonable target. We really like this name. Sandstrom Gold, SAND, has very, very nice fundamentals, and the technicals are really starting to pick up. Break above 5 sends this towards 7 over here to retest that 675 high from 2016. Money flows moving in the positive direction. Accumulation distribution doing the same. Stochastics are very much in overbought territory, but that's actually a bullish sign. And for us, break above 5 and with a stop loss right below it is a great place to enter long if you don't already own it. Next on the list is SEMFF Inc. SEMFF. This is more of a value play, if you will. It's been hit rather hard over the last couple of months, but it's starting to finally pick up steam. It's had this double bottom here with really positive divergence, and that's one of the reasons we called a buy to this particular name several months ago. Anyway, bottom line is it's starting to pick up. If this breaks the 50 EMA at 291, it's going to make a run towards the 200 at 336, and if gold continues to move up as we believe it will, it's probably going to make a run towards that $6 marker at some point this year. So some very nice upside ahead for SEMFF. Sibanye Gold, SBGL, one of the few names that has a very nice gold and platinum and palladium portfolio. So we really like this with significant upside both on a fundamental and a technical level. We've been very bullish on this name as soon as it broke above $5, and it's made a very nice run, and we think that it's going to continue doing so. Break above the 50 and the 200 EMA on the 770 area, and this is going to make a run towards $10. It's right below the 50 on the weekly RSI. We think it's going to break it this week, so some significant upside ahead on Sibanye if it breaks that 50 on the weekly RSI. Southern Silver, SSVFF, similar to NAC and TGB, this one is creating this rounded base followed by beautiful basing consolidation pattern here above this rounded base breakout. So another cup and handle formation, and now it's starting to build some RSI momentum firmly above 50 on the weekly RSI. We think that this is going to head towards much higher prices once this breaks this about 50 level in the coming months. Next on the list is Silvercorp Metals, SVM. Beautiful one that's been on our radar for a while. Finally broke out above this bullish flag pattern, no surprise there. And above the 50 on the weekly RSI. Our first price target is $4, really $4 to $4.50. MACDs are about to cross zero, so we really like this one. Some significant upside ahead. SSR Mining, SSRM, ticker symbol. We've broken out of this downtrend since 2016, and MACDs are above zero. RSI is above 50 on the weekly RSI. Our price target is 16. And finally on this list is Yamana Gold, AUY. It's been one of the better names in the sector, but kind of see almost a inverse head and shoulders developing here, and it's been basing here for a little while, basically in all of 2017. MACDs are finally starting to make multi-year highs, which is a very bullish development, and RSI is making multi-year highs, and above 50 on the weekly RSI suggests a break above 3, which also coincides with the 50 EMA. It's likely going to make a run towards the 200 EMA around that 480 area. So significant upside ahead on Yamana. Overall, precious metals look very, very good. Would not be surprised if we see a little bit of a pullback here because it's been getting a little bit overheated. A lot of speculations coming into the sector, but that's on a shorter term basis. Over the long run, this is going to be an opportunity of a lifetime, guys. Really suggest you do your homework. Use videos like this as a starting point for your due diligence, and appreciate all your support. Feel free to send us any feedback or any particular names you might want us to consider. And thanks again. StockTwits at Moniology, Twitter at Moniology, and please subscribe on YouTube. at Moniology. Thanks and have a wonderful week.